Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a massive problem that's popping up in pretty much every workplace. Almost everyone is using AI, but almost nobody knows how to tell who's actually any good at it. It's a simple question with some truly billion-dollar consequences. So let's kick things off with a single number that really just hammers home how big AI has become at work. That's right. 4 out of every 5 employees are already using artificial intelligence. This isn't some niche tool for the tech department anymore. It's everywhere. But this incredible speed of adoption has created a brand new and honestly, a very tricky problem. And that is the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's what's keeping managers, HR departments, and executives up at night. I mean, with everyone claiming AI skills on their resume, how can you possibly tell who really knows what they're doing versus who just knows how to ask a chatbot for a good pasta recipe? The real challenge here is separating that surface-level knowledge, things like using really basic prompts, from genuine proficiency. True skill, well, that involves strategic application, it involves ethical awareness, and the ability to really analyze and refine what the AI gives you to create actual business value. And let me tell you, those two things are worlds apart. Now, this isn't just some abstract academic problem. This uncertainty, this whole skill illusion, it creates very real risks and some very, very high costs for companies of all sizes. Just let that sink in for a second. An overwhelming 9 out of 10 leaders are openly admitting they can't accurately figure out the AI skills within their own companies. They're pretty much flying blind. And what's crazy is they're flying blind while flooring the accelerator. Over 80% are rolling out new AI tools even while having that gut feeling their teams aren't ready. This creates this massive and, frankly, pretty dangerous gap between the tech being deployed and the talent you need to actually use it well. So the bottom line is, this leads to very real problems. You have businesses just pouring money into training without knowing if it's even working. That's just wasted investment. And maybe the biggest one of all, they're facing huge compliance risks with new regulations like the EU AI Act, which demands that AI is used responsibly and by skilled people. Okay, so faced with all this uncertainty and all this risk, a new kind of solution is starting to emerge. And it's built on an idea that's elegantly simple and one that millions of people around the world are already very familiar with. And here it is. People are calling it the IELTS for AI. You know the IELTS exam, right? That trusted global standard for English language skills. The goal here is to create the exact same thing, but for AI proficiency. It's a simple idea, but it's an incredibly powerful analogy. So at its core, what this really means is a standardized assessment, a single globally recognized certification that proves 3 key things: your foundational knowledge, your practical hands-on skills, and that you get the whole ethical application side of things. One test, one standard that you can trust anywhere. And this isn't just a theory anymore. We're already seeing it in action. For instance, there's a new test called the TuLIP AI Proficiency Assessment that's really starting to gain traction. It's built to be globally relevant, and it's being recognized by professional bodies, by universities. Okay, so how does an assessment like this actually work? What's going on under the hood to measure the skills that really matter? Well, first off, it's not a simple quiz. We're talking about a comprehensive 90-minute assessment that is fundamentally hands-on. The whole focus is on doing, not just knowing. The exam itself is structured really carefully into 3 distinct parts. Each one tests a crucial pillar of what it means to be competent with AI: what you know, what you can actually do, and whether you can do it responsibly. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Just look at the balance here. Part 1, yeah, that covers the foundations with multiple choice questions. But look at Part 2. It's the longest section, 40 minutes, dedicated to 12 practical, hands-on tasks using AI tools. And then Part 3, make sure you're competent in that critical area of ethics and compliance. You can see this whole structure is designed to be a really robust measure of real-world skill. And to deliver this at scale, these assessments often use AI-driven platforms for the marking and for the feedback. It's kind of an interesting loop, isn't it? Using AI to accurately measure a person's skill in using AI. So what does all of this mean? What happens when we have a trusted global standard for AI proficiency? What actually changes for the future of work, for education? Well, for businesses, the benefits are immediate and they're transformative. Instead of just guessing, they get actionable data. They can target their training investments where they're actually needed, which reduces waste. They can mitigate those really serious compliance risks we talked about. And critically, they finally have a trusted benchmark for hiring new talent. Now, a key element for any new standard is credibility, right? It can't just be created in a vacuum. To be effective, it needs to be aligned with guidance from global bodies like UNESCO and the OECD. And it has to be mapped to major regulations like the EU AI Act. Which leaves us with a final and, I think, pretty provocative thought. As AI continues to reshape every single industry, the need for a common language, a way to define and verify these skills, it just becomes more and more urgent every day. So the question is no longer if we need a universal benchmark, but really, how quickly can we adopt one?